Okay. All right, so tonight we're gonna be playing two more new 2023 releases, two games that I've been playing for offline that I'm pretty far into both of these games. Dead Space, I'm a little further in. I think Season, I'm maybe halfway in. I don't really know how long. Um, I don't know how long Season is, but anyway, uh, we're going to play some of that Dead Space remake, and then we're going to continue my playthrough of Season, maybe just about an hour each since it's late. And then we'll go from there. We'll see if my equipment holds up. It looks like my thing is in the red for some reason. I don't know why. Uh, let's see if my camera doesn't freeze. I was streaming Wanted Dead. Where did that game go? Which was ridiculous. Um, where the hell? Why isn't it showing on my? Oh, here it is. I streamed Wanted Dead the other night, and it was very interesting. And I started on hard mode, and it was a huge mistake. So I restarted offline the next day and played through the first mission on normal, and it was a lot more approachable and fun. But um, that VOD is still up, and eventually I'll throw that on YouTube, I guess. But one thing I've been doing whenever I have been streaming, and that'll probably be something I'll be doing going forward until I give up on streaming or whatever happens, is that if it's a new release, I'm sort of um, streaming just like portions of games that are coming out in each year, anything that I'm interested in playing or that I'm currently playing, whether it's offline or online, and then just sharing some thoughts while I stream it. And my goal each year is to finish 52 games in a single year, and there's a whole Discord community and all that kind of jazz dedicated to rolling credits on 52 games. I'm currently at 12 for the year, so we'll see how the rest of the year looks. Oh, my camera froze, so this continues to be a problem. I've always had to deactivate and reactivate it. I tried figuring out or Googling what the problem is with my camera, because it's a new issue that I haven't been dealing with until recently, so I don't know what's going on. But yeah, so let's jump into Dead Space. So I loved the original Dead Space back on Xbox 360. I played through uh, the original version of this game when it first came out on 360. I played through it 4 times, got the all 1,000 gamer score and all that jazz. And then I rebought it on PlayStation 3 over time and got the platinum trophy. So I've played through this game at least 8 times back in the day. And it's clearly or obviously it's been talked to death, and I'm sure has been analyzed to death as well. That it lives in a post Resident Evil 4 world, so it's very much like that over the shoulder Resident Evil 4 style survival horror. Uh, and usually um, I think these types of games are hard to make. So I was surprised at the time even that like a Western studio could make something as good as the original Dead Space was. Um, and what I find even more kind of interesting is the fact that um, some of the key people who worked on the original Dead Space left to form, what is it, Striking Distance Studio. uh, and they recently released back in December, and I played it for the first time last month, the Callisto Protocol. And when these two games were announced, or when these two games existed, um, and they were, two games that were essentially were going to be 2023 releases, I was like, man, I'm way more excited about Callisto Protocol than Dead Space, because Callisto Protocol, it was supposed to be from like key people that worked on Dead Space originally, and B, it was like a new IP and all that stuff. So it was a lot more exciting than, the thought of a remake of a game that I've already played, and I wasn't sure if, how many of the original people on um this team that made this remake worked on the original Dead Space. I don't know for a fact. I'm sure that information's out there. But it without knowing anything and just like looking at trailers and reading about info or just seeing what the conversation was surrounding both games, I was way more excited for Callisto Protocol. And then I played it. And it was it was pretty bad. I talked a lot about it. I streamed part of my playthrough last month, and I kind of blasted it. And even with all the patches that have come out since, um, it really hasn't fixed anything. Let me just test something really quick. Just test something. All right, this game's just kind of quiet on my TV. All right, so where am I going? I am up to, what was it, chapter 7. So this is some mid-game impressions if you haven't played it before. So some spoilers. I just jettisoned a giant creature that was kind of hanging out in like food storage, and it was actually a really cool fight. What's really cool about this remake, and again, this has already been talked to death about, is that it's mostly the same game. Like it feels like a remake for sure. Like the innards and the flow of the game is still the same, but it's sort of like, from my understanding, they removed um it's almost like they removed the loading screens, from my understanding. So before, you took a tram car to different stations or different spots of the station of the ship that you're on. And I think it was all masked by loading times. It could be wrong because I haven't really replayed the original Dead Space in a very long time. But now everything's like interconnected. It's a little bit more Metroid-y than it used to be, even though it still kind of was a little Metroid-y. But the game felt more chapter-based. Like, you move from one spot to the next, and there's really no backtracking. Even though you did backtrack to a degree in the original version, it's a lot more like interconnected, and there's a little bit more breathing room from what I've seen so far. Um, and they've added like side quests and some of the encounters and some of the chapters, like just using the auto turrets outside of the ship to blast asteroids. That's completely redone, which was really interesting. I think for the better. And then this boss fight I just did, which is one of the only boss fights outside of the final boss fight, was a lot different as well. So they sort of touched up or kind of reapproached certain things that the original team, the original vision laid out, and kind of redid them in a sense. So almost like Resident Evil 2 remake in a sense. But yeah, I'm pretty impressed by this, and I can't get over how much better it is than Callisto Protocol. Is so frustrating.
Cannot determine clearance level. Master security override required.
This is one of the few things in this game that I think is disappointing or kind of frustrating, is that there's these new like security caches or like chests and
Master
lockers and
security
such that you
override
need like
required.
upgraded security clearance to access, almost like keycard upgrades. And you get them over the course of the game. I don't know if any of them are optional, or if you'll get the highest level by the end of the game. But it doesn't mark them on the map. So you have to kind of just probably retrace your steps back to oh, did they finally add it, maybe? Master override doors, master override crates, security doors. I wonder if the crates are only marked, because there's like override like lockers that you need to open with certain levels, and I don't think that stuff's marked on your map, but this actually looks like it is marked, so maybe this map would be somewhat useful. I'm also not like using the map. Like, as funny as it sounds, like the map's probably pretty good, but if there's one thing about this game that I'm not um in retrospect maybe not feeling so much, is like the most of the areas kind of look the same. You're like in a metallic, very like industrialized spacecraft with a bunch of different rooms or different types of rooms, like a medical area and a food storage and all of that. And like there are some like visual differences uh between some of the areas, but sometimes when I'm running around I'm just like, this all looks the same. I don't know where I'm at. Like the bigger picture, I don't really know where I'm at. So I've been relying on, honestly, just using this guide button, which is cool. So it just shows you where you're supposed to go. And I'm assuming by the end of the game, before you kind of finish it, you'll have an opportunity to just go back to every area and kind of mop up whatever you're missing. And I'm playing on hard difficulty and only really using my plasma cutter. I'm kind of challenging myself on this first playthrough because I've played this a million times before. Love the way these got the lighting and everything. This game just looks so cool.
Station now accessible. Thank you for
I love
your
you can just
patience.
look down. Like all of this is just connected. It's like one long big area, which in the original I don't think these tram cars would kind of take you to new areas or to certain places on the ship, but I think it would be kind of like a masked loading screen. Now it's kind of like all in real time connected, which is really cool. All right, so let's check it out. Like this little box right here, is this marked on the map? No. See, that's not marked. So I was right. The larger crates are marked with the security clearance, but like the little shit sort of like chests and like the lockers, they're not marked. So you have to
Security clearance required.
comb through
My
everything
deck
eventually.
systems are running haywire. Great. Let me work on the elevators. Any idea where Temple's SOS beacon might be?
I'll check the mining control room. The launch tubes there could send out a beacon easy.
Anyone there?
Hammond? Where are you?
In the vents, hoping they don't hear me.
Yeah, those things are everywhere.
No, the unitologists. They're all here on the crew deck. They've lost it. One of them stabbed her friend in the head. He just stood there. He fucking smiled. They're going somewhere.
Hammond! Shit. Lost a signal again. We gotta find that beacon, Isaac. Fast.
Some of this stuff seems new to me. I don't know what's new and what's old. Oh, I'm out of So I gotta say, the funny thing about this game compared to Resident Evil 4 is it has the same kind of like, that's master security.
Cannot determine clearance level.
the same kind of like enemy approach technique, like in Resident Evil 4. Like if once you knew how to play or approach the game, at least the original version. I don't know if they're gonna, excuse me, change anything in the remake, but you shoot like the enemies at their, at least like the humanoid enemies, you shoot them at the kneecap, and then you do like a suplex or like a drop kick or whatever in Resident Evil 4. And in this game, it's so funny because it's impossible not to compare it to Resident Evil 4. You shoot legs and then you stomp on the enemy, so it's very similar in terms of like how you approach enemies in RE4 versus Dead Space 1. Even though obviously this came after Resident Evil 4. Far after it, actually. Yeah, I've only been upgrading the plasma cutter and the suit. And I've been getting through it somehow.
Level 3 security clearance required.
Yeah, see, so this locker right here, level 3 security clearance required.
required.
It's not on... It's not marked on the map. Like, that's so frustrating. Level 3 suit here yet? Jesus Christ. No. I have so much money. I'm really holding on to... I'm playing this game very conservatively.
This is weird. Two of the mining subducts are locked down, even though all systems are running. I'm gonna figure this out.
Power routing malfunction. Please stand by.
Should have been playing this game with headphones. Check out all the different levels other than the one we're supposed to go to. I can't get over how Callisto Protocol's like gimmick outside of the dodging the punch out dodging, which was so broken and so abusable. No matter how much they patch that game, it won't fix like the core fundamental problem with the combat system. Because you can just dodge infinitely and avoid like every physical enemy attack. When I stream this game, it's on my YouTube channel and all that shit. I fought one of the mini bosses, the one mini boss in the game that you fight 3 times in a row with no differences, and I literally just dodged his attack over and over again until I killed him. And I played through that game with the base gun, the pistol, and the baton on the, I forget what difficulty it was. It wasn't the hardest. It was probably normal. Okay, gotta go. Only place we can go is the regular floor. And it's just bad. And so outside of the dodging, Callisto Protocol has one thing they were selling the game on were enemy mutations, and it's so like half-baked, like uninteresting and barely noticeable. Like if you don't kill an enemy quick enough, like tentacles come out, and you have to just shoot their tentacles or they transform into like kind of a harder enemy, but honestly they're just like damage spongy enemies, and they can kill you quicker. So there's nothing like interesting about the mutated enemies like at all in Callisto Protocol. And it's funny that like Dead Space, you know, although cutting off limbs isn't anything like super interesting, like it still it works, and it's more satisfying than like whatever they came up with. I don't understand what happened with Callisto Protocol. This stuff's silly. I've seen people talk about this kind of shit. Even though this could have been written before, like everything shit hit the fan on this ship, narratively. But like Callisto Protocol was getting kind of like reamed for this. Like, who has time to like spray paint? Beware. What does it say? Traps ahead. Or like when blood on the wall is written, humans stay out. Like, who's writing this shit when everything's going to hell? It's kind of like, it's environmental storytelling, but it's like super basic, like, or just kind of silly.
I'm right on top of that, Rose.
This feels new too. I don't know like what was in the original game and what wasn't. I don't remember doing stuff like this though. Taking this with me. Lighting looks fucking awesome. Really does look incredible. God, I'm so disappointed about Callisto. That's all this game makes me think about. It's like what Callisto Protocol could have been. Yeah, that was dark.
Launch tubes sealed. Please contact Supervisor Dallas for authorization.
Finally getting somewhere with the mining duct systems. Got the SOS beacon?
No, and the launch tubes are sealed. I need a
Level
deck
3
administrator slip to
security
get them open.
clearance
The
required.
deck admin is Supervisor Dallas. He's on the processing subdeck. I've got rig activity for a Jacob Temple 2, maintenance subdeck, Maybe he left the SOS beacon there. Just hope you can reach it through these malfunctions.
Not malfunctions. Traps. The miner's way of holding the line.
Shit. Okay, I'll unlock the subdecks. Just make sure that beacon's not wired to anything.
Level 3 security clearance required.
God, they're throwing those like enemy whatchamacallits, like their limbs is so like knee-jerky response or animation.
Hey, Liz, it's Jacob. I couldn't reach you. If you find this, I'm off deck, but I'll be right back. Got a call from another survivor. Sounded terrified. I'm gonna lock up the SOS beacon and go and get him. Best launch window's not for a while. Anyway, and he sounds like he's worth the risk. He's a doctor. Mercer, I think. About time. We got a fucking break. I love you. Please, be careful in here.
I'm like nearly dead.
Security request retrieved.
Dallas here. Security to the body deck now. Dr. Kimes lost it. Get back! I know how to use it. He'll live for the rest of his life if you give me codes to the cargo bay. Processing? Why the hell would we have codes for cargo? I must get to the marker. We're running out of time. Give me those codes. Christ, is this what you did to the captain? No, Ben was an accident. Don't you dare compare me to someone like Mercer. I'm trying to save you. The marker's our only hope. No, let him go. He's armed. Where the fuck is security?
Level 3 security clearance required.
Oh my god, these level 3 security shits. That didn't feel right.
Level 3 security clearance required.
I like all these like kind of hidden doors. You have to shoot the circuits to open from like certain angles. I don't remember if the original game had a lot of things like that either.
Entering zero gravity.
The administrator's rig should be in the processing control room, but someone tripped the failsafe. The control room door can't open till gravity's restored, but the system won't reset the gravity while there's loose debris.
At least the processing beam's still running. Stand by.
Anomaly destroyed. Anomaly destroyed.
I think the right. Dying here for sure.
Anomaly destroyed.
I was trying to brute force that whole part. Are you kidding me? You gotta do the whole part over again? What the fuck?
Anomaly destroyed. Anomaly destroyed. Exiting zero gravity.
I just realized I think the enemies are like randomly generated, which I never knew that was the case or not in this game. Because the enemy that was inside here was different from the last time.
Entering zero gravity. Anomaly destroyed. All free floating anomalies destroyed. Gravity can now be restored. Exiting zero gravity. Entering zero gravity.
Alright, let's not rush this part like last time.
Control room
Alright,
is
so
now accessible.
I'd have better. Oh my god, didn't kill all these dudes. Oh, they're the worst enemies. They're not fun to. Those enemies are not fun to fight. The little crawly spider dudes that like latch onto the player. God, they're so frustrating. Oh, do they have like armor pads on? Oh, that's what's going on. Cool, got it. This
Supervisor
game's so
Dallas,
good.
final log. Now, I've made sure they can't leave this subdeck. But neither can I. Seeing what they do to the bodies, what they become. And I cannot let that happen to me. At least if I don't have any limbs, and I can't kill anyone when I'm infected. Please tell Dawn and the kids that I love them.
Clearance confirmed.
Let's dance, boys.
Come on, one more. Oh. Come on, man, just one more.
Fucked up.
The administrator's rig changed location. You got it?
I got it. I'll check the maintenance subdeck for Temple's Beacon.
Clearance confirmed. Clearance confirmed.
I don't remember. Was there level 3 chest up here?
Clearance confirmed.
There was a level 3 locker at least. Some more stuff over. God, I can't wait to get access to the next level of suit. I'm so ready to upgrade my shit. I don't remember. Master. I bet it's level 1, 2, 3, then Master, I'm assuming.
Security override required.
Yeah, look at all this like extra little shit laying around. don't remember where I was. Was I mining or processing? Oh, that scared the shit out of me. It was just like the physics of this corpse wigging out. I don't know why my camera keeps freezing. It's so frustrating. Streaming fucking sucks. I hate all technology and computers and cameras and like what's the fucking point? Oh my. This. That's so frustrating. Why did I even come back here? I don't even know if there's any level 3 stuff back here. I should have just kept... I should just be playing this game for now, like, very linearly, because that's how it's designed.
Ammon? He must be in the vents on the crew deck.
They're bringing something in.
Make it stop! Make it stop!
What? That was the marker. Did you?
No. I didn't see anything. I lost Hammond's signal again. Just get the SOS beacon. I want off this fucking ship.
My god. Ugh.
must be in the vents on the crew deck.
They're bringing something in.
Make it stop! Make it stop!
What? That was the marker. Did you?
No. I didn't see anything. I lost Hammond signal again. Just get the SOS beacon. I want off this fucking ship.
Oh my god, I hate these things so much. They just sap so much of your health. They're so annoying. Just for some, well, there was a good sellable schematic in there.
Log retrieved.
Record then. What difference does it make now?
Terrence, I know the marker is responsible for the outbreak. I need to understand how.
It's signal. When it pulses, that signal can trigger alterations in genetic code. Neural structure, even. You felt it, haven't you?
But how do I stop it?
Mercer must know. He's taken all his marker research up to his room on the crew deck and sealed... No.
Sealed it? Do you know how? Please, I need Mercer's data.
No. He'll kill you. I won't have more deaths on my conscience. Unitology was all I had after I lost Amelia. Look what it's come to.
Terrence, listen. I mean, if it weren't for you, I never would have made it this far because you made me stick with it.
Well, just remember, I'm giving you up for 6 months so you can do this.
You loved Amelia as much as I love Isaac, but if I can't cure this outbreak, I'll never see him again. Please, help me.
39277. If you must get into Mercer's room, that code should still work.
Thank you. Here. These are safer with you.
Dr. Brennan. Nicole. The only thing Mercer ever feared was death. Now, I doubt he's afraid of anything. Nicole?
Oh, God. I'm so sorry, Isaac. Look at the time difference. I'll call you back later.
Okay.
Oh my god.
Good.
That's so lame.
Right, Isaac. The Ishimura is a great ship. I'm so lucky to be serving aboard her.
We'll enjoy it while it lasts. You know they're gonna decommission her next year.
Isaac, thank you
For what?
for just pushing me to do this. I mean, if it weren't for you, I never would have made it this far because you made me stick with it.
And just remember, I'm giving you up for 6 months so you can do this.
You know what? We must be getting out of range of the
I miss you,
relay.
Nikki.
Isaac?
Nick? Nicole? Nicole? Hey, can you hear me? Hello, Nikki. Great.
Oh, I remember this. No, are you kidding me? I don't want to go all the way back. Oh my god, this is so slow moving. Ridiculous.
see you again. I'm gonna get us home. There's an SOS beacon nearby. We can call for help.
The beacon, right. They locked it in the workshop, but my clearance can get us in.
That's not her. It's so funny. And this game doesn't do this all the time, but having like the environment sort of separating two characters speaking is such like a post Bioshock. Everything to me is like a post something, like post Resident Evil 4, post Bioshock, where like you can't have two NPCs like interacting with each other or being near each other, not to like probably like programming reasons.
I know. We'll have time, I promise. Let's get you that beacon. Everyone's counting on us.
So I always find that funny in games from this era. Oh, here comes the dudes. Always have some sort of like window or glass separator or like a gap where you can't reach or kind of like interact with the person that's talking to you. This game does start though where you're kind of like next to people, so it's not guilty of it. Bioshock was the worst with it, I think.
It's done. The workshop's open. I've never seen you at work. You're a surgeon with that thing.
I got your back. Okay. How do I reach you?
No, focus on launching that SOS beacon. There's maintenance ducts everywhere. I'll catch up.
You see any more? You hide, okay?
Cross my heart. I love you, Isaac. You can do this. You'll put things back the way they were. And make us whole again.
Dude, that's fucked. She's not normal. Isaac's losing it.
Isaac? I lost your rig signal, like Hammond's.
I'm good. I got the SOS beacon. Nicole helped me out.
Nicole's there.
We got separated. She'll find her way back.
She's a trooper, huh?
I'm heading back to the mining control room. I'll launch the beacon. You watch out for Nicole.
Assuming the system doesn't fizzle out again. Stay sharp.
Entering zero gravity.
biggest secret room. And there's something so satisfying about like just these little blue lights on these lockers and chests, like, and just like how you pick up stuff in this game. It's so addictive. Just like instantly, just the item pickups, like sounds and the graphics and the vision, like the little audio, a little item acquired or pickup sound is just so like, ugh. They knew what they were doing.
Entering zero gravity.
Yeah, so even this game, like, again, I don't remember if that was in the original, but they throw armored or padded creatures at you where, you know, if you shoot at the padded legs or whatever, you know, it takes longer to kill them, but so you have to shoot their other limbs. So, like, Callisto Protocol just didn't do, like, any of that shit. Hey, Keela. My camera's still giving me issues. Plus, it's dark as shit in my room. So it doesn't matter. It doesn't even fucking matter anyway. Well, I want to play with the lights out anyway, so. I'm tired. Work's brutal. Nervous about the surgery, all the usual anxieties. Just like a week from now. About a week from now.
Exiting zero gravity.
Yeah, I know. I just gotta, like, just do it, not think about it, and it'll be over.
Warning. Power failure.
Oh, no. Look at this corpse wigging out, so funny. Oh, what's shooting at me? These enemies are so annoying. What the fuck is even in here? Oh. Oh my god. This is a bad part. Yeah, so these dudes are armored. I don't know if the original had that.
Power restored.
That's such a cheap trick. Just like... Oh my god. Why is it... So Keelan, of course I'm playing on hard with plasma cutter only, just to see how far I can get with it. I'm like more than halfway through, so I'm getting there. Where's the shit to like avoid this? Yeah, and I think oh, this is such a weird chapter. I think you only have one gun, or you're only using one gun. Like I think RE4 was like this, and I keep. It's impossible not to talk about RE4 with this game, but I think the ammo drops that you have are based on like the weapons you're using or the ammo that you're using up. So like enemies are only dropping plasma cutter ammo. So it's not and stupid ass Listo. Oh yes, this level 4 suit. Callisto Protocol was the same way, and I played through that game, even though I didn't like Callisto. Similarly, I only used one. I used the baton and the pistol that you start with, and only upgraded those two things and got through that game as well, because it would only drop enemies would only drop the ammo for the weapons you're using. Yeah. Well, I'm playing on hard for the trophy New Game Plus stuff eventually, and then just like in the original version, there's a plasma cutter. Play through the game with plasma cutter only trophy, so I'm doing all that shit at once. Finally, I can put more shit in my suit. What is this? Kinesis throw damage? I just want the HP for free heal. That was the other thing too. Save your don't restore your health. You can get free free health restores if you upgrade your health or whatever. I know I have so many. I know I'm playing very conservatively, but I don't know. That's how I play this game. Just see plasma cutter and suit only. I'm gonna save those two. I haven't touched any of this other shit. You got free health and all my stasis back because I didn't use my healing items. See, that's my GamePro pro tip is play through this game with one weapon, so all the ammo drops feed into that one weapon. Upgrade that one weapon, and then just upgrade your suit. That's how you get through this game. It's not that hard outside of some like cheap one-hit death kind of bullshit. I love going into all these little side rooms with all these goodies. Little eyes, little eye. Two secrets. Wait, what? What secrets have you seen? I see. Oh my god, I can't get rid of this cough. Is this stuff cool? Like, narratively, would in a situation like this, I don't know, like I think back to the original Resident Evil and the itchy tasty note or whatever that everyone kind of always remembers, where you pick up a file in the first Resident Evil and someone writes like itchy tasty in the because like they're slowly turning into a zombie because they were bitten or whatever. And I mean I like messages like this too, or blood messages, but it's so like who would actually like in a situation like this person presumably before they got all fucked up and died, like they took their own blood and was like, look at the like why is this scene so large? They had to use like a lot of extra blood to write that word like bigger than the other. I think it's just kind of silly. Like I get the whole environmental storytelling and all that kind of bullshit or whatever, but like it just I don't know. Yeah, true. I know. Suspension of disbelief. It's like a fucking video game or whatever. But where am I going? Aw, dude, all these level 3 chests. God, this game is so... Why is this game so much better than fucking Callisto Protocol? I can't get over it.
Prepping launch tubes.
This is Talon 4 from Metroid Prime Remastered.
Error. Launch tubes obstructed.
What was that?
The miners must have booby-trapped the launch tubes too. They're scrap.
Well, that's great. We can't just toss the beacon out a window.
There's gotta be something. The asteroid. The one in the mining bay for smelting.
What about it?
If I attach the SOS beacon to that asteroid and then launch it away from the ship, we'd get a clean broadcast.
And you get yourself killed. The machinery in there is still running, Isaac.
Then it probably kept those things out too. This is our best shot, Kendra. I'm taking it.
Isaac's voice is like... I don't know how I feel about it. Oh my god, this just keeps going. I wanted to at least just finish a chapter. I'm not fighting whatever that was. Yeah. These things fall. Oh, I want to redo this section so badly. Oh, I just fucked all of this up. You know what? I'm gonna load scum that shit. Where are these all the autosaves? Yeah, fuck that dude. What am I missing here? Where's the battery? That seems a little unusual.
Entering zero gravity.
You figured out a plan?
The asteroid's held by a few gravity tethers. There's no emergency shutdown. I'll have to disable them the hard way. Plant the SOS beacon on the surface.
Okay. Come on, have to work.
I forget what you're supposed to do here.
Exiting zero gravity. Entering zero gravity.
Am I supposed to go out there? I don't remember. I don't remember this at all. I might as well just fuck it up and see what happens.
Entering vacuum.
I knew that. I had a feeling that other one was coming there. Oh well.
Entering zero gravity.
You all figured out a plan?
The asteroid's held by a few gravity tethers. There's no emergency shutdown. I'll have to disable them the hard way. Plant the SOS beacon on the surface.
Okay. Come on, this has to work.
Entering vacuum.
I like that. You can. I was about to say, like, how far out? I know there's like a hidden statue. I don't remember where it was in the original game. I don't think it's out here. Because this is this feels different than what it used to be as well. The Peng trophy or the Peng or PENG statue. It's like a little collectible, and there's a trophy for it. I don't remember what chapter it's in, but it feels like it was around like an area like this, but I think it's maybe like in the last few chapters. I don't know. All right, let me get the fuck back in here without blowing up. Where? That's a bad idea.
Caution. Gravity tether disengaged. Interior gravity tethers offline. Exterior tethers at full power.
Yeah. Yeah, it's just so much cooler.
Vacuum. Caution. Gravity tether disengaged.
This I love this game. This game's so fucking awesome. I'm never gonna drop it. I can't believe how much of a fucking bummer Listo protocol is. We really should have had two, like one awesome new IP
Is no longer tethered. Untrained personnel must
and a
leave the
new,
bay
you know, a remake of a classic, like firing on all cylinders, and we get one like turd and one like almost. I don't know if I like this as much as like I love Resident Evil more than Dead Space, but I wonder. I don't know if this is like. I don't know if I would say this is as good as the RE2 remake. I mean, I guess it maybe is. Shit. Where are these assholes? Way too much ammo on these guys when I should just be grabbing.
Exiting zero gravity.
So what, now am I going back to the same area to launch this shit? What was I thinking? That's the worst timing. You never fuck up dumb shit like that. The wireless. Shit, no, I do need the battery. Okay. I just want to finish this chapter and either call it a night. I was planning on streaming 2 games. I really just wanted to talk about this game and finish one chapter, chapter 7 that I was up to, and then play some of that season game and talk about that game for a little bit. But this is taking me a little longer than I was expecting. Hey, don't I have to grab... I want this unlodge. Oh, now it does. God. Yeah. Well, the chapters are mostly the same. Yeah, I just don't remember, like, how... Like, a lot of this is really familiar to me, but some of it maybe is a little different. A little changed because of the remake. Or whatever they chose. I was saying earlier, the technique in this game is, again, just like RE4, where you... Why did I even open this door? Like RE4, it's like you shoot the kneecaps, and then you do like a pile driver or like drop kick or whatever, and that's how you take out most like humanoid enemies. Dead Space is like the same thing. You shoot the limbs, shoot the legs so it falls, and then you just stomp. That's the same idea. Alright, this has got to be the end of the chapter.
It's working. The beacon's online, broadcasting wideband. I'll align the receiver. This will take a minute. Head on back to the tram station.
Alright, tram stations are signs of new chapters. I think we're done. Oh no, what the fuck?
Hazardous anomaly detected.
Here comes enemy waves. This chapter's been doing this shit. Oh no, is it the hunter? Oh.
The quarantine shit with that hunter there, the system can't lift the lockdown.
Override the manual door release!
I'll try. Damn it, the explosion fried half the circuit. Almost there. Hold it off. I got it. Hit the manual release.
Alright, give me the fuck out!
Is ready.
Shit.
Manual release is ready.
Oh, it's right there.
Damn it. Try the door now.
Quarantine lifted.
I don't know where I'm going because all these hallways look the same. Just went fucking. Get me. Let me die. Let me restart this. Oh my god. I gotta make a left out of here. Fuck, even though those things would have dropped some, like, bullshit, I'm, like, way overpowered right now.
I think it's gone, but I can't be sure. The system's bugged out again. I'm getting those camera glitches. The ones that look like my brother, waving at me. At least the beacon's away. I'm aligning the... Wait. Array receiver not responding. Oh shit.
The comms array. We never fixed it. Guess there wasn't a broken encoder.
Then let's hope that 48 hours estimate was wrong too. No comms, no rescue. Take the tram to the bridge. I'll hack open the door to communications. You see what's happening with the array. And don't worry about Nicole. Like Hammond said, she'll do the smart thing.
Oh, that's the end of the chapter. Alright, cool. Chapter complete. Chapter 8, Search and Rescue. Yeah, I don't think this screen existed in the original version where you had this kind of like map screen. with all of the different parts of the ship. So this is like the Metroid-y sort of uh, element where the whole game's like connected now, or more Metroid-y than it was originally. So even though you return to some chapters, you kind of backtracked with certain things in the original game. It wasn't like fully connected like this. I'm pretty sure it cut to like a black screen. It was like a loading screen chapter by chapter. Like it didn't just continuously move like this. And you couldn't, I mean, I could go back to some of those other areas right now if I wanted to, which is a fucking awesome change that they made. Or I don't remember this either.
Error. Power routing malfunction. Please stand by.
Is this like a boss fight?
Now arriving at the bridge.
We did it. Isaac, a ship just shocked in. The USM Valor. They must have heard our SOS.
That fast? What's a military ship doing way out here?
Out on patrol? Whatever, right now I take a rescue from a fucking magpie. Head for communications. Once we fix the comms array, we can get all the answers we need.
I just want to save point so I can switch games. I'm just gonna play whatchamacallit for like an hour or half hour or so. Come on, I shouldn't have come down here. I do wonder, once you start, because this game will open up, and I'll be able to backtrack and find all the little goodies and stuff. But I do really wonder, do they repopulate the areas? Like, do enemies spawn everywhere eventually? When you backtrack through old places, like I wonder how populated these areas get again. Ooh, what's back here?
Got something, Isaac?
That was one of the new side
Let's
quests.
call it a tissue sample from Mercer's pet hunter.
Careful. Who knows what mad science went into that thing?
Maybe I could find out. Figure out what Mercer's up to. There's gotta be a working DNA scanner around here.
I gotta stop just like... Yeah, see, all these lockers. This is the thing I was super bummed about. So you need... There's all these like lockers and like mini chests that have level 3 or certain like security level requirements to access, but they're not marked on the map. And I remember the Nextlander guys were saying this, or one of them in particular, I think it was oh, what's his name? Anyway, like on this map over here, one of the security doors that goes into like an optional room, that's marked, but these individual lockers, you don't know which ones you're missing unless you just retrace your steps to every single room. Now, presumably, like the things in these like little security lockers are probably like this is probably a very main room with like a lot of good stuff in it. But there's probably just like money and ammo in the other ones, but still, like I wish the map like marked absolutely everything. Yeah, see there's like a line gun upgraded here. More ammo and bullshit. That was worth coming back to. I'm just gonna sell all that shit. Or I'll save it for my New Game Plus eventually. Oh, it's so addicting, like just going back to find like little things you're missing. Yeah, things can spawn in previous areas. Alright, well let's just sit here. Let's restore... Yeah, I'm gonna do as much as I can before I finish it. Like, I'm not gonna do it right now, but from my understanding, they there's like a point of no return. So like one of the final chapters, or right before like the game kind of locks everything out, before you finish it, you can run around and do all the side quests and everything. So I'm not up to that point yet, so I'm not gonna like fart around too much. I'm just gonna keep going till like everything's unlocked. This is like how I'm gonna approach this game. But yeah, but Dead Space Dead Space still rules. I said at the start, I just can't believe that going into this remake, I was before this game came out, before Callisto Protocol came out, I thought it was going to be the inverse in terms of like what I was going to like more, and Callisto Protocol ended up being like nearly a disaster, or it is somewhat of a disaster with some redeeming qualities, whereas this remake's like practically RE2 levels of like quality and like sort of care and treatment that the the reimagining of the original Dead Space was. So um oh, my keyboard. I have to get up and change the next game. Let me do that really quick, but I'm gonna play Season for like a half hour, I think. Oh, did it fall off my? Let me just get up and change the whatchamacallit, the category. All right. This is an interesting game. All right, so season. Funny thing about this game that it really bothers me is it is spelled like the font style or the consistency of how it's uh presented or shown on like the PlayStation Store versus the how it reads on the PlayStation app versus like what's here on the title screen, and then on top of that compare to I think how the PlayStation blog reads or writes it. Like this game, I hate the name of it, by the way. Like, well, I don't mind the name. It should have just been called Season. The subtitle really upsets me. This is just like a goofy, funny thing that I'm not like super serious about. But look, on the app, it just says Season. So you know how like you hover over the games on the app, it says Dead Space, Like a Dragon, Ishin, exclamation point, which is also what it says, Like a Dragon, colon, Ishin, which is also like how the game, the title screen like what it shows or what it says. Dead Space is obviously just Dead Space. You've got it was a little different. You have a stylized logo, but it's just SpongeBob SquarePants colon the Cosmic Shake. Uh, Never Awake. See, two spots. It's no spaces. That's just how they show their game or how they write it out. Uppercase A for awake, etc. And then it says current activity. Never Awake. Continue where you left off. It's spelled the same way. But this game, it just says season. Not season colon letter to the future, not all uppercase season, a letter to the future. And look at the title screen. It's all uppercase season, a letter to the future, which is like in an italics, kind of like stylized font. But when you go to the fucking PlayStation Store, so let's look at the view product. What does it show here? No, it just says season. Hold on. We gotta get to the bottom of this. Oh, there it was. Hold on. Look at the top left. Season all uppercase, a letter to the future. Now, at least the a letter to the future is sentence cased, and that's consistent where it's shown. But like, it's season colon, and there's no colon in the title. It's so messy. And then again, the app just says season all like sentence case. So like the first letter is uppercase and then the rest of the word is lowercase obviously. But there's no subtitle on the app selection screen. So that's a funny, goofy thing that really bothers me. Not seriously bothers. But I wanted to bring attention to that. By the way, the menu sound effects are like they nearly sound like they're from Silent Hill, which is really weird if you're familiar with Silent Hill games. They have like a very specific sort of sound effect that are like that's really kind of unique to Silent Hill games. Like they're known for like the menu sound effects. Anyway, this game has very Silent Hill sounding menu screens, but it's not like Silent Hill at all. So, Season, what is this game? I don't want to like I hate to use Journey-esque but it's sort of like a narrative driven, I would just call it like an adventure game that constantly is moving forward, and you kind of have like yeah, all good, Keylok. I'll talk to you later. But you're sort of like on a journey, and the story is actually way more interesting than I was expecting it to be. You were born or lived in this kind of like mountaintop secluded village away from society, and it's almost like it seems like the world is based in seasons, but not like as seasons as they are in our world where we have like fall, winter, summer, spring, all that kind of thing. It's more like the world, almost like the 1990s was a season. Like each decade is a season almost, or however long, whatever period of time is considered like, a decade within this game's world is considered a season. So like the 2000s was a season, or the 2010s was a season, or whatever. Not to say that this game is like structured, the things that happen in this game's universe are like in 10-year spans or whatever, but there seems like there was like a few seasons prior to the season you're playing through, and you're there's a lot of like nuance and like little story beats that are like really interesting, and it's hard to kind of talk about them without spoiling them, or even I don't even know if I fully understand what's going on in this game. But um for one, there's like, I don't know if it's considered a disease, but a person can have too many memories, and it's like considered a sickness. So I think from my understanding, like the world starts over, or you can cure yourself or forget memories, so your mind doesn't become too like encumbered with thoughts, is how I'm interpreting it. It's really interesting. And the visual style is really nice, has like kind of like a um it's not cell, maybe it's like a little cell shaded, I wouldn't know, a little pastel look to it. um like watercolory. I don't know how to describe the visuals in this game, but it looks nice. But your main character is just like kind of traveling the world, and recording things for the next season. So like the next generation almost, or the next group of people to, so they can look back or have like audio or visual memory. So like whether it's photos or things you draw on your notebook. It's kind of a journaling game where you have like a journal, and you can, uh, pictures that you take of certain things or sounds that you record in the environment are sort of like archived in this book that you have, and presumably you're going to leave it for someone or for like the next cycle of people. I don't know. It's really out there. It's kind of has like a sci-fi, like a somewhat post-apocalyptic feel to it. But it's like kind of just a super relaxing, uh exploratory game where you just kind of like inspect things and take pictures, and just take recordings of like things in the environment. And you have this bike, which is really cool. It feels good to ride. You have like haptic feedback on the controller. So when you first get on your bike, you have to kind of push down on the left and right triggers, and it kind of provides some resistance. Um, and the triggers have like resistance, so it feels good. And once you get enough momentum, then you kind of don't have to, you can let up on the triggers and you just kind of pedal normally. But when you're going uphill, for example, this is a good stop as well. You know what, I'll go do it over here. So the part I'm in up to in this game is, how do I, okay, so I'm in this like very large, it's actually the largest area in the game so far, is this valley that I'm in. And before this, it was very like stage based. Like you would start in a town, and you kind of had like this little path that led to the town, and then there was kind of like the entrance to this valley, and like a field of windmills, and kind of like a some ponds of a river. And it was very sectioned off, like it was kind of stage by stage. But then I get to this, and this is maybe a couple hours in, and it's this huge kind of environment with landmarks and things to kind of poke around in, and you can sort of take it at your own pace, from my understanding. But there is like a goal to the game, and I'm assuming there is an end. Obviously, like it's not just a game where you like run around aimlessly and there's no like major goal. Um, like these are like levels essentially, and they're all connected, and you can't go back to previous levels, from my understanding or from what I've played so far. I'm assuming, I can't imagine a game that's about like passing the information or the things you've done and collected and recorded to the next cycle or the next season. I can't imagine this game not having a new game plus, but I haven't looked it up or spoiled anything, so I'm just gonna wait until I finish it. Yeah, so it's really cool. As you're biking up hills, actually you need to pedal on the left and right triggers, because you're going up, and obviously there's resistance. So it feels really good to like pedal up and down things. The bike's honestly like one of my favorite things about the game. And even cooler, even though your character kind of like snaps, like watch, she'll just kind of, I don't really care for this animation that much. She like I mean, I get why they do it because they don't want to like give resistance to the player and make it like kind of clunky feeling. But like if I'm standing in this direction, facing away from the bike, if I just she'll just like kind of automatically like there's no animation for her getting on the bike from the other direction. She just like kind of like flicks to the other side of it. Um, so I think that's a little weird looking or kind of like whatever feeling. But the other cool thing with the bike, because you get off and you take pictures and record things with your recorder. The other cool thing though, like if you get far away from your bike, there's also no like, she doesn't, does she bend her feet? No, so you're kind of just like floating up these stairs. There's no readjustment of the legs. This is like nitpicky stuff, but it's stuff I like. I enjoy kind of looking for. All right, but if you want to call your bike if you lost it or whatever, you can retrieve bicycle, and it just like warps to her. So there's a little video gamey, but for like for good reason though.
This structure doesn't have a use like the ones in my village. I think it's supposed to make you feel something, or to have a place to think.
So you can take pictures of anything, but there's like special like landmarks and things to take pictures of, and the character like she'll comment on the things that you're like the special things. So let me see. So see, that was just a regular picture that I took.
I smell hay, rust, and old warmth.
So here I can hear like these bells, kind of, I think. Let me try recording these sounds. Yeah, this will be something. Good haptic feedback on the controller as well.
Music from a trio of performers. The metal, the breeze, and my mind.
The game's really pretty though. Did I don't know if I took like a picture of this aqueduct. No, it didn't count as anything. This has got to be something that look at this thing. This is like very special looking. Yeah.
I wonder if this god is supposed to be missing part of their face. This must be for writing something. But what? This shrine is where it all began. I wonder if there are still monks in there. It'll open at night. A symbol and a name. The Din. These stones must represent the three gods of the valley. Their names seem important. Din, Din, Din. Like an echo from the past. A different symbol and name. The Void. Sounds ominous.
So you have these kind of like optional page objectives where you like certain things that you inspect or take pictures of turn into these keepsakes, and these keepsakes are kind of like the journaling, scrapbooking part of the game, and they're like, I guess, sort of like visual puzzles where you sort of insert the things you're inspecting or taking pictures of, and then it reveals some like story lore kind of information. So that's like probably the most gamey part of this game. Oh, this is probably cool.
There's a field of purple across the river. This stone is to worship the tide. The tide, something calm that comes and goes.
So it's kind of confusing, but hold on, how do you? Here we go. You have this index page, and you have these like these are essentially the areas that you start in, or these are all like the areas in the game that kind of have like their own sort of section. And so if you click on, say, for example, Shrine Path, which is where I just was, if you, depending on the things you recorded or pictures you took, special things where she comments on them can be added to your scrapbook. Or any pictures can be added, honestly, or anything you record can be added, but only certain things will kind of give you experience or points, which will unlock sort of like additional cosmetic stamps and, or they call them decorations in this other tab here. So For example, I'll fill this page out since I haven't done it yet. Just pick the pictures I like. I don't know. And you can resize them and scale them. None of it's permanent. So like if you have kind of like you don't like the way something looks, you can sort of always move things around, but you only need to place a certain amount of things down, so you don't need to collect everything. And see the top left bar starts to fill out. But if you just put any picture down, oh, you can put any picture down. So I was wrong about that. So this picture didn't have any specific text tied to it, so I didn't think it would count for anything. So anything counts. But there are specific things you can put down where she does actually, you know, comment on. So I've been discarding most keepsakes of things that I kind of like aimlessly take pictures of, just because they're not special. Maybe I just don't like the way they look. And just to keep my you can't discard things that have text either, so that keeps them sort of special. So the things you recorded, you can listen back to. And once you put enough, just delete the stuff that doesn't have.
I recognize.
So that was enough to fill this page out, so she'll talk about that area now.
We have Dr. Fumio's cures to negotiate with the exigencies of life as a conscious being. Here they have a religion. The form changes, our needs remain the same.
Yeah, so what they call new stamps and conclusions unlocked, which are like these cool little extra sort of flourishes you can add to your pages. So it's fun. Like there's if you really like, again, like I've never scrapbooked like personally. I don't think I've ever known anyone that's ever done it like in real life, but in terms like to make a game out of it, kind of to create like a unique original world with like an interesting worldview sort of like centered around that idea is I think pretty cool. Like I'm really digging this. I just hope it has like an interesting conclusion, like it doesn't fall apart
There is a subtle
at
but
the end, but I have
pronounced
no
smell
idea.
coming from beyond these gates. Root and incense.
there's this whole like narrative about like memories being bad.
Those slips are prayers to this god for sleep?
Oh, this is like an actual puzzle.
There's something beautiful about the way the minerals catch the light.
Is this tied? Yeah, I think it's tied.
Tide.
Oh. I prayed to see you again. I didn't expect it would be in a dream. Life listens and then it does what it wants. We have to make do, darling. I've been thinking about how much this season needs you, and how the season after that will need you desperately. I wish I could help, but this is a brief dream. What can we say? Oh, that's good. That's a relief. Maybe I won't remember this dream, but I'll try to hold on to the feeling of relief, to carry it into my waking hours. I don't know if you will, but I know I will see you again. For so long, I'll think it'll never happen. I'll almost make peace with having lost you to the world, but then all the work of my grief undone in a moment. When I saw you again, I wept and I laughed. Someday you'll have a child of your own. Someday he'll want to see the village where his mom was born, and I'll be here, waiting for him. We'll stand together, just like this. I have a million questions for him, and he'll have a million questions for me. But before we can say a word, I'll look into his eyes, and I'll see you looking back at me. Take care, my darling. It's time to wake up now.
I'm not like super hot on some of the voice acting. It's not like bad, but some of it just feels, I don't know. I almost would have preferred there not have been voice acting in this game.
This god put me to sleep. I got to talk to my mom. In Cairo, we have a statue to remember Dr. Fumio. But this statue is meant to be worshipped. Sleep is the shadow life that connects us all. It gives a cycle to our days, a reset, a reflection, remembering and forgetting at the same time.
It's such a cool game. Hope there's a good payoff at the end. I just don't know where it's going. It looks pretty too. Because this is considered the shrine path still. What is this? Parking lot? Is there just people like sleeping?
How can she be sure? The shrine is protected. How does she know? Sonia knows.
What?
Everyone's here. She's really going to do it. How can she be sure? The shrine is protected. How does she know?
They believe a prayer put the soldiers to sleep. Is that possible? All my life I've heard solemn references to the war. It never reached our village, but it touched the lives of our grandparents. What happened here in the valley, and how did it end?
Everyone's here. She's really going to do it. How can she be sure? The shrine is protected. How does she know? Sonia knows. How can she be sure? She can't know for sure. This has never happened before, has it? I don't want this. We need to leave. Let's just run. Wait. Do you hear that? Oh, God. We're going to be okay. It won't be over soon.
Who is Sonia? What did she do to protect the people of the valley?
Everyone's here. She's really going to do it.
It's just so weird. Oh, I like this card, this illustration.
Their friends and family know what happened to them? Music from a trio of performers. The metal, the breeze, and my mind. That last line is kind of disconcerting. I'm looking at a memorial to the lost, the killed, and the maimed. We are so lucky the war never came to Cairo village. All this will be washed away. The people here weren't ready for a war. I've seen pictures of cars before. They were common in the golden season.
I think like the golden season's like
This
the
car
golden
seems to be
age in
made
my
of
head.
honk.
Like this world or this game's society, like at its peak, I guess. Wonder. I don't think this is gonna do anything, but this would be funny if I ring my bicycle. There's a bicycle bell. Yeah. I thought it'd be like a funny little thing because the car is honking and I'll ring my bell. It's not.
Trying to imagine this place full of tourists, bustling with fumes, automobiles growling for territory.
All these people like just like sleeping. It's really unsettling, but cool.
I don't know what it's like to be that hungry. The memory of war lingers, but the Grey Hands are guiding people somewhere else.
Alright, so how much of the map have I uncovered now? Man, this is huge. Okay, I see where I'm at now. So I didn't go to like that middle part. I wonder if this is the majority of the game. This seems like, I don't think this game is very long, and this seems like a big part of the game. I just love the way that looks. This game's got such a nice style. So is this the path that I missed? There is some like pop in, like the textures on the grass are sort of like fading in. There's some draw distance. Ooh, what was that sound? This is the cool stuff where you can kind of record things that you hear. So it's probably a very good headphone game. I haven't played it on a headphone, so. I'm surprised she didn't say anything for that. Ooh, another statue. God, look how cool that looked. Art direction is just like fucking phenomenal.
The figure of this statue feels like it came to someone in a dream. That's just a guess from me.
Alright, we'll save in front of this thing and then call it, I think. I'm getting pretty tired. Oh, wow. Remember the name? I remember a lot of my childhood friends. Glenn, Greg, two kids from across the street in the house I grew up in. Jeffrey DeStefano, who moved. Daniel, I don't remember Daniel's last name. Stephen Wolf. But I'll choose. I want to remember I want to remember all these cool games that I've been playing.
Those slips are prayers to this god for memories?
Yeah. As soon as I got to this area, this game really turned around for me. I really like this. But yeah, let's call it here. I'm gonna save here. Yeah, so that was season. Yeah, unfreeze my. Season, a letter to the future with the inconsistently presented or displayed game title from various apps and web fronts and storefronts. That's just all kidding aside. It doesn't really bother me, but it does really bother me. Yeah, a very interesting game with which I would again describe it as like calling it journey-esque is too is it sort of a disservice, but it's sort of an analog I would use. At least in terms of the type of game that it is. To me, it's an adventure game, like a classic, not point and click PC style adventure game, but there's no combat. It's very exploratory, but it is like level based. Like it's not an open world. This is the largest area that I was just streaming that I've seen so far. So I don't know how much more of the game is like that, but like there were like three smaller sized environments that you sort of like went from, stage A to B, B to C. It was like level one, two, three, essentially. So it was almost like a stage by stage, not even chapter based, because the game just kind of keeps going and you can't go back. So like once you kind of cross over um the border and the threshold, the game kind of puts you in the next area consecutively, and you just I guess you can decide to record or take pictures or whatever you want if you want to fully kind of get the gamey side out of it, or kind of experience it or play the game as an experience, like just do what you want to do and then move on when you want to move on. So it seems like a game that you can kind of, pull a lot out of it if you really want to poke around and collect everything and take pictures and record everything and finish your scrapbook, or max your scrapbook out in a sense. Unlock all the decorations and all that stuff. So there's like gamey aspects to it, but it's way more narratively driven. Obviously, it's very story heavy, and it has a very really cool, interesting, and I really hope there's a payoff, or it doesn't like fall short by the end of it. Like a super interesting worldview that seems to be about like a world that's based on our world, but with ideas and concepts that are definitely like alien to us, like memories being a disease. I think is something they're trying to say, where you become too burdened with thoughts and memories, and the name of the game is called Season, but it seems like the world is broken up into seasons. Like I said earlier in the stream, like the 1900s could have been a season, the 2000s could have been a season. I think that's what they were going for, which is a cool idea. I thought maybe it would have been like the literal seasons, like fall, winter, spring, summer, but it's way more in depth, more thoughtful than that. Yeah, very very cool game. So yeah, that was Dead Space and Season, A Letter to the Future, two new 2023 games. Like I said, I've been, whenever I can stream or whenever I do stream, if I'm streaming new games, I'm sort of like kind of building my game of the year, my potential game of the year list for each year. If I'm playing new releases, if I manage to finish the game, I'll write a few paragraphs about it, and then I'll stream and blog my quarterly what games I've finished, streams and what and such at the end of each quarter. If you're familiar with my channel and kind of how I approach streaming and what I play on my streams. But yeah, I like both of these games a lot. They're two opposite ends of the spectrum, but very cool in their own right, whatever they're going for. Man, I can't get over Dead Space. I can't get over how good Dead Space is and how disappointing and a bummer Callisto Protocol is. But check out that other video that I threw up on my YouTube channel. The VOD might still be there on the Twitch channel. At this point, I don't know. But Dead Space rules. To quote Tim Rogers, Dead Space owns. It rules. And Season's pretty cool and chill, too. So, all right, that's it for me. I will see you when I see y'all. And, all right, take care. All right, goodbye forever. See ya.